At this age, you're just doing drive development. There's nothing to do with PP dog at the moment, because the drive that we've just worked there is only prey. We've desensitized the whip, we've desensitized the chains like we discussed, and we're looking for the bite mechanics. Bite mechanics in prey are always substantially better than defense. Everybody will argue what they want to argue. When you look at a dog chase a rabbit, it bites it a certain way because it doesn't feel threatened. Period. A greyhound bites a rabbit the same as a German Shepherd bites a rabbit, the same as the next dog bites a rabbit, because it's prey, which is chase, catch and kill. On a lesser dog, we chase, catch and hold. And let it go in the chase again, hold it. Potentially bordering play, low prey drive, right? But a dog that's in prey drive, adequate to do a job, has to have this prey is chase, catch and kill. How is the most efficient way of killing? Not biting and rebiting and rebiting. Bite, grip, push, hold, grip, push, hold, grip. In essence, possess. And prey will go into possession at a high level as long as we don't start to pull the drive down by saying leave at the end of it. At the minute, all I want is bite mechanics and drive development. Does that make sense? Now, defensive bite is completely different. Could you work them puppies in defense? No. Simple. You will make a lot of flaws. Could you work them puppies in suspicion? Yeah. You could. If you didn't care about the bite mechanics, you just wanted to make a dog that could just say watch him and bite whatever he wants to do, which is sometimes what I do with my own dogs, to be honest, so they're not illusioned by the equipment. I don't have to retrain the equipment out the dog because I'm not bothered how it bites. It's here for a purpose and a purpose only. Would just be defensive work, which means barking at the shape of man because they feel a little bit suspicious. The man retreats, the dog wins. So it grows the suspicion levels higher. In essence, it grows the defense drive a little bit quicker. But what the dog sees in the beginning is what it sees at the end. It's very hard to then retransition it into something else. So if you work a dog in prey all its life, and at 2-year-old it's still in prey, it's very hard then to equate that to defense and suspicion, because the dog will see the equipment, see the image, see the value of what's in front of it, just go on its prey. And dogs are willing to take pressure in prey if you develop it high enough. Does that make sense? So if I was working those dogs for a client, so we weren't doing a case study with these guys to try and push them through quickly to see where we can get up before they start teething would be ideal, I would have took it a lot slower, done a little bit more flirt pole work. The sleeve would have been attached to a line because it's going to move a lot quicker and more jerky, so it's going to instigate more prey. A prey has to move broken. It's not in circles. It doesn't work in circles. It has to be a broken image, so it triggers the prey drive. Does that make sense? So the puppy gets a bit closer, we jerk it again. We flick it, it goes up and down, it taps a little bit. So all these little different stimuli are qualified as triggers. Each trigger adds to the value of the item, which in essence adds to the value of the drive. Does that make sense? So they sort of play on each other. Now at the beginning, I was using the whip. The dogs weren't stimming off the whip. I was just conditioning the noise. Once they started to bark and I would whip and move, it's a consecutive formula. The dog understands that if I bark, it cracks and moves. If I bark, it cracks and moves. So then what they do is the crack would instigate movement. So that's why it's a stimulation. It's called an agitation whip. You can agitate with it if you want, but you can also stimulate with it if you want. Agitating would be using it more pressurely on the dog, maybe touching the dog with it.